Are you doubting me?
Yes, we are.
I'm not surprised. You're all the same, aren't you? Criminals.
Girl, and what does that make you? You are also a criminal, acting like you aren't one. Girl, what?
Maybe he's just been corrupted by negative speed.
I think I mentioned this in the last video I made, but I still hate how we're immediately jumping to the idea that this speedster has negative speed just because they're evil. Like, no, like, we gotta do more investigating than this.
The Red Panda's second game.
I know that this has collectively been a meme throughout the entire Flash fandom that we haven't seen Jenna since she was born in season 4, which is true. We really honestly haven't. But I get why. But yeah, it is cool to see like Jenna all grown up and stuff.
Looking at any houses, not until we've thought about what a move like this would even mean.
Okay, I see where both of them are coming from, and I honestly do agree with Cecile. I don't think he should have been looking at houses without her knowledge or without her in general. But then again, I can also kind of see where Joe's coming from. Like, he really just wants to get out of the city, get where it's safer for him, his wife, his kid. So yeah, I see where both of them are coming from. Why did they change the eye color of his power? It used to be red, and red was more intimidating, and I liked it better because it kind of matched his power set more. I mean, it's like a little thing, and ultimately it's like, oh, whatever, it's a little change, but still, I don't know why they changed it.
You seem terrified.
Speaking of change, did they change what his abilities are and what they do? Because if I remember correctly, his ability was that he made people angry, then they would get out of control almost. And this is just like, oh, I'm scaring you with my eyes. Like, what is going on here? Did we seriously change his power set?
Why don't we see who's behind the mask?
That is, unless what you want is to get pumped full of 50,000 volts from the booby trap in his cow.
Okay, I know Barry's mad, but that was low-key such a big brain idea. Props to Mark for that one. And you know what? Low-key, it's not a bad idea to implement either. Like, maybe not in extreme wattage to the point where it would hurt them, but enough to keep them from trying to pull the cow off again. Low-key.
In a lightning storm, hot air and cold air come together. When the liquid droplets and the ice crystals collide, they become static electricity.
Okay, here's what I don't understand about Khione. She has like no memories whatsoever of any of Caitlyn's scientific knowledge or Frost's life experience or anything, and yet she somehow knows knowledge like this, which is kind of scientific related, you know, stuff that Caitlyn would know, but she doesn't have Caitlyn's memories. She has no memories whatsoever. So how does she know that? I'm confused.
Always seeing the best in your enemies and the worst in your so-called allies.
This is so true. Like, this is like the truest thing I've heard all week. He is so nice to all of the villains that he fights, wants to reason with them, wants to help them. And then, you know, for example, Caitlyn, she needs help because she's struggling mentally. I mean, she wasn't thinking straight in the moment when she was trying to resurrect Frost. She was just knee-deep in grief. She needed support from her friends, and they didn't show up. But when Barry showed up, he blew her house up. And I know I bring that up all of the time, but it makes no sense that he would be so nice to his villains and so kind of rude to his friends.
Was this something I said?
I'm so glad that Iris caught on to this girl's bullcrap so early on in this, because, I mean, nothing that she has been saying has made any sense, and it's so bizarre how she randomly conveniently showed up at Iris's house, while also been missing for weeks in Gotham City.
To raise Jenna in a place where she doesn't have to hide in her room.
And that is also a valid point, you know? I understand that he doesn't want to raise another child in Central City and have them at risk all of the time. Central City is a dangerous place. I mean, there's a new metahuman trying to take over the city at least once a week, so I mean, I can't blame him for wanting to move somewhere more peaceful.
Before Frost was one of my best friends, She tried to kill me.
Well, killing is a stretch. She definitely did not try to actually properly kill you, because she couldn't. She worked with Savitar, and Savitar needed Barry alive to live, so technically, no, but she did definitely try to fight him like 24/7, and you know what? Good for her. I miss her as a villain sometimes. Like, I loved her development, and I was glad that she was a hero and she ended up being a hero, but I do sometimes miss her villain era.
But you want to get nuts?
What on earth is this line? It's so weird and out of place. I have mixed feelings about this suit up. I mean, it was kind of cool, but also I don't really like the suit, so it kind of looked weird at the same time, but I don't know.
No, don't.
I won't let her hurt you.
As much as I think it's weird and random that they gave Cecile telekinesis power, this scene is admittedly pretty cool. I think it is awesome how she was able to save her own kid from that. So yeah, I like the scene, but I still overall think it's very random and out of place for her to have these kinds of powers, especially since it doesn't really make sense how she went from being an empath to having these abilities. I don't know.
Do.
Dang, that kick had some passion in it. I actually really like the actor that plays Mark because he does like hand-to-hand combat and different trainings and stuff in real life. So his fight scenes always look really, really good. Dang, they just gonna leave my boy Mark there like that. I mean, I know he's not actually dead. I mean, it wouldn't make any sense for them to kill him off in general, but I've also seen set photos of him in like the final episode of the season, so I know he's not dead.
So we can stay in Central City?
Oh, that's a sweet picture she drew for her. I don't really understand why they had this whole argument, not really argument, but they, you know, kind of went back and forth about moving. I don't really know why they had that plot line in there if ultimately they weren't planning on moving. I think that's a bit of an odd choice, but I know this is somehow eventually gonna tie into Joe leaving somehow because his actor isn't a series regular in the show anymore for this last season, so he's obviously not gonna be in quite a few episodes of the remaining part of the show. So I wonder how he'll end up leaving. The war? This is a lot. Why are you screaming like that? You see, this is why I don't really like Red Death as a villain very much. I mean, the stakes just don't seem very high. I mean, she doesn't really seem to have a clear goal. I mean, I guess now she kind of does. She's mad he destroyed her treadmill or whatever, but I don't know. And the acting choices are a little questionable. I don't really know how to feel about this whole Red Death storyline as a whole. But I guess we'll see how it wraps up next episode. That is it for this episode of The Flash. I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and if you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!